Let's now talk to Moses Idika, who is a public affairs analyst, to get his perspective on this. Moses, thank you so much for standing by. Now, you just listened to our correspondent talk about government interventions and efforts to actually placate the situation for the victims affected by the flood. I'd like to take your reaction to that.
Good evening, and my condolences to the people of Niger State and to Nigeria at large. It's unfortunate again. Here we are. Before now, we've spoken about the tanker fires and the kind of speed we have in our emergency response system, which is actually non-existent because what happened, just like your reporter said, the figures banded by the governments and rescue agencies is just the bodies recovered. Several bodies perhaps have been washed away, haven't been recovered, and some have been recovered by family members and buried. And you know, Mokwa, Niger State is an Islamic dominated state. So dead bodies are not kept. According to Islamic rights, they have to be buried within a certain number of hours. But the situation, the problem we have is that we do not have emergency response system. Like we have NIMETs, we have various government agencies that should predict possible flooding, flood-prone areas. What did we do? What did the government of Niger State or the even federal government or Federal Ministry of Water Resources or National Emergency Management Agency, what did they have on ground? When you look at it, there is nothing is on ground. It's not the first time that these floods have happened in Niger State. So it's a sad one that every year we keep losing Nigerians, innocent Nigerians whose only crime is that they are Nigerians, they choose to live in those places to work for the progress of the country. So it's very, very unfortunate.
Well, there have even been questions about the yearly calls of floods in the northern part of Nigeria. We don't know whether it's the release of water from the dam or maybe blocked drainage systems. But then what's your view on that, the causal factors, and how can such disasters be averted?
Flood is not like hurricane or this eruption of volcanic eruption that could just happen at any time. Floods in this part of the world comes with this torrential rainfall. We already know the rainy season. We already know the amount of rain that can fall in certain parts of Nigeria within certain times of the year. So the issue is that despite the consistent and constant loss of lives across, not just in Niger State, other flood-prone areas, the government of the states, of the local government, and the federal government, they have done practically nothing. If you go to Mokwa, the waterways, the floods don't just come. They come through certain waterways. What is the government of Niger State doing to prevent this yearly recurrence of flooding that keeps taking away lives? So we, Nigeria, the Federal Ministry of Water Resources, Federal Ministry of all the plethora of agencies and ministries that Nigeria has created as a country, at federal, at state and local government, let them get to work. There is no point waiting for every July, every June, or every May for people to die before something is done. Why is it that there cannot be channelization projects across all the states, across the flood-prone areas? We have dams in Niger, we have the Shiroro, we have the Kainji. All these dams, they are prone to overflowing their banks. So why is it that annually the government, we have Ecological Fund Office. What is the office doing about this recurrent floods in Niger State, Kogi, and all these other states? So our preparation to mitigate these occurrences is zero. That is why all these things keep happening. And it's because These places are inhabited by rural folks, by farmers, by people who don't count to the people in authority in Nigeria. This flood cannot happen in Victoria Island. It cannot happen in Asokoro in Abuja. It cannot happen along the government houses in various state capitals. They would have taken care of it. But because we have government that don't care about the people, that is why nobody is talking about it. That is why nobody is taking preventive action. Every time government sign condolence messages, say they should give mattresses and give food items, relief items, and yet people die annually. So it is very sad.
Mm. Well, we understand that the buck stops at the tail of the government, and it is needful that they take proactive steps or measures to mitigate the effects, if possible, stem these situations around flood and how it decimates areas in those prone areas. Thank you so much, Moses Idika, for sharing your thoughts with us on the news.
Thank you very much.